Hello everybody, welcome to another day of Cosmoteer. Let's come over here and let's dive right into looking at some new ships. So I think the first one we want to look at is the Cormorant version 2. So the Cormorant version 2, he made a significant amount of changes to it. I think it's a big difference to the Cormorant version 1. We've been collaborating with it on Discord. We'll take a Cormorant version 1, we'll take the original Cormorant, so you can see the two differences. You can see they're very close together, the same. This one has two big lasers. Well, this one has two big lasers, as you can see right here. And then this new one is more round shape, except instead of two big lasers, one big laser. And there's also this disruptor right here. And you can see when you watch them fight against each other, and they do a pretty good job. They actually do a very good job. I like Cormorant version 2. Now, as soon as he sent this to me, I was like, okay, well, let's see if we can make a change and make this even a little better. So the first thing I looked at is the back right here. In the back, I was like, okay, well, what would happen if you add walkways to it and change it up some? He made a whole bunch of tests with it because of more armor and everything else that's on it. It stands a much better chance now against some bigger targets and some other ships. So that's Cormorant version 2. So we took it and was like, okay, well, let's make some more changes. So we'll come over here and we're going to look at Cormorant version 2.1 and Cormorant version 2.5. And then I think he has, oh wait, no, 2. We'll do 2.5. I think that's the one I always use. So 2.1 is one where I was like, okay, what happens if we move everything back? And I move everything back and I added in walkways just to see the difference in how it performed. And when I did this, it started winning against the original version 2, just by adding walkways to it. And then this one right here is, I think I updated the roles and changed a few things. Oh, this one I added mini. Did he add the mini lasers? What did he do here? This is one maybe he sent. 2.5? Yeah, this is one he did. 2.5 actually is even more. I see how they did. He had disruptors here, had the mini lasers on the outside, which I like, and then the disruptors right here. So now it's got 4 disruptors with the walkways. Yeah, he did this one. I showed him the walkways, gave it back to him, and then he did this one. And you can see right here, even more deadly. With the outside lasers on the outside, still lots of protection there, lots of protection here, giving it just an immense amount of ability. And was there one more version? Well, it's 4.0. 4.0 is he came back because they were collaborating between each other. Is a full laser version. So it's just full power because we were discussing how sulfur and other things could cause issues. So he made another version that's just full lasers. This is Varga. He made this one right here. So I like it. Full laser version versus the new 2.5. I don't even know how they will do. But you see this huge amount of tanking wall. You have the shields. I'm pretty sure the laser version is probably going to win just because ammo compared to pure energy, and this one has a bigger reactor. And you see how the walkways play a big deal with people going in and out real quick as needed. I think the full laser version doesn't have any back thrusts. Yeah. Where this one, see how they use two back thrusts here? Just has forward and side to side. Let's speed this up a little bit. Okay, and that's the full laser version. Now, the main reason why prompted the full laser version, we'll keep this 4.0 in there, is Hoseop made one of these other ships. So this one right here, this is the first design that he made. Let's actually bring in the first design over here. So this first design, and then it was pit against the first version too. So what Hoseop did right here, he was creating another smaller ship. This one right here is a full laser design. See how the full laser with the shields and everything? And because this one right here that Varga made, which was the first version 2, which is what prompted it. You can see right here, because we have point defenses on the side, as well as lasers and a good amount of armor on the front, this one started winning almost all the time for this one. So that's where the collaboration went back and forth between, well, let's improve it. And you see this one doesn't have any walkways in the back. And just a small amount of walkways. It doesn't add that much extra cost. Moving everything back a little bit speeds these guys up significantly, going back and forth, see how they're taking the time. But this was the ship that was built, and this is a very nice ship. I like it. It's full laser, and that's what that prompted the building of more laser ships. So inside this laser ship right here, I'm going to show version 2. Pretty sure inside this one right here, there was probably something that was missing that wasn't assigned. I think it was the groups. Yeah, there was a few groups that wasn't assigned to certain things. Oh, the black thrusters right here. So you see this right here? There's a black thruster right here. I noticed that if you fight these two against each other, the original design, all he was really missing was the assignment group for the black thrusters, these small little thrusters right here. So as it's pushing back and it's trying to do them, these ones will run out of energy and then they'll never be actually utilized. So all I did was I changed it and I added so that these back thrusters could get power. I assigned a group to them. And that's the only real change I made. But I really like this little tiny ship. It's a neat design. Pretty sure it'll run out of thrust eventually. I discovered it just by fighting them against each other and watching. Which is surprising enough, the original. I've also noticed that if you fight on the left-hand side, the left-hand side tends to win more than the right-hand side for some reason if there's the same ship. It's just something with cost or something like that. I don't know exactly know. Or the way that things are placed. What prompted everything else here, we'll take the version 4 again. And then he went and he made a mosquito. This thing that's called a mosquito. So we started playing with ion ones. So you see the ship right here. This is the full laser one. This full laser one can beat the other one very easily. But that's what prompted this mosquito-like ship, which is really neat. It flies backwards really, 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 really fast. And it will eventually just beat this one because it's just a ship that just... It's like a mosquito. It's annoying. It just keeps fighting against it. And it does eventually beat it. And it'll just speed it up. Just show. Wrong way. And I just see how they could never catch up. And I was like, okay, well maybe I can, or maybe it doesn't ever beat. I don't know. Maybe it just keeps firing against it and never... I don't have the answer to that. But because of the speed-wise, I was like, okay, what about this? If I were to take this ship right here and fight it against it, my ship right here, my little mini ship, can catch up to it because it's a fast little ship. Most ships can't fly at the speed. See, it's flying backwards 94, 95, 97. And eventually this ship will win because it's just so fast backwards. It's like a little mosquito. And it just beats other ships. You see how it's just ripping through it? Very neat. So that's what prompted, and he was like, okay, well, how about we make it even faster? And so he went over here and created a Mosquito LL. And then you'll see this one right here. Instead of adding that extra diamond in the front, because you don't really need it because it's shooting straight, just add this, and now it flies even faster backwards. 104, I think it goes way fast. And then never catch up. My ships never ever catch up. Even though I'm going 105, can't ever catch up to this ship. Well, it's doing a massive, immense amount of damage for only 18 crew. So a really neat little mosquito design. I like it. It's got the shields. It's got these like cute little pincers in the front. That's a cute little mosquito. I like it. And so that's what we've been doing. We've been collaborating back and forth between each other. Now another ship that came in right here is this Burning Iron Pike. The Burning Iron Pike is a really interesting ship. When we look at here at the very first design, Burning Iron Pike, it's just this huge tanky heavy ship with these EMP missiles that come out of the side, tons of everything like here. And the only thing that it's really has, you see how this is a ramming this way and then this one's ramming like this way, and they're ramming each other. He was like, how can I improve this? I was like, well, if you're fighting his ships with... Why isn't anybody supplying this disruptor? If you're fighting against ships that have shields, disruptors are important, and now I'm concerned about this right here. No, there's people assigned. They're just more concerned about ammo. So, look at this design where I made a few changes and updates. You notice right here how the sulfur's up here and the sulfur over here. So they're not exactly mirrored to be where the ammo's up top. So you have to walk all the way down and pull up. And then this guy right here, see how he's going to bring power? He has to walk all the way in to bring it. Well, I guess it does work that way, but they have to bring sulfur and bring it up here. Now to increase the speed on that, I made a few suggestions. I made the suggestions with the disruptors and you put them in, which I'm surprised that this disruptor is still empty. Oh, there's people assigned. Maybe there's not power assigned. No, there is power. Oh, this is right here. You forgot to assign this right here. So once you assign that right there, then the disruptors can actually have power. So that was the thing that I did, and I made that change on the next one up. And so they're really tanky and do good for what they are. Version 2 and then 2.2 is the one that I made. But I want to showcase just how good this actually is. So 569, and I face it against just my original 2-cannon ship. And I've changed 2.2, and you see right here, I see how the sulfur is now facing this way. The sulfur is facing this way. So you just have to reverse flip them. And I'll showcase how to reverse flip them real quick here. Showcase how to reverse flip them. So to reverse flip them, you just take a factory, right? And if you say, for example, you put the factory and you put it right here, and you have it mirrored. They're mirrored right now, okay? So you see how the ammo's on the bottom and ammo's on the bottom. So if you pick this up and you click this button right here and flip vertically and put it down, now what that does here is the ammo's on the top and the sulfur's on the bottom, as well as the ammo's on the top and sulfur's on the bottom for both sides because it flipped them over. So that way you have them flipped the way that they should be. And that's how these guys is how the sulfur is flipped properly. And then everything is assigned properly. Power is distributed to where it needs to be for version 2.2. But you'll see right here, because of just the huge tankiness that it has, and because it's a ramming ship, you see how it's constantly trying to engage as close as possible and ram. Even just 2 cannons with a few disruptors can take out my ship on a head-to-head frontal battle. Now, obviously, the size of the things can have a little bit of issues, but that's where all these point defenses come into play to really assist with taking out missiles and other things and being a really true, very nice ramming ship. Now, this ship can also, believe it or not, even take on my 6-cannon ship sometimes. So, I put on the wrong ship. Come back over here. New one, and we'll bring in 2.2. And we'll showcase this. So this ramming ship right here, again, we'll take a look at the painting. You see how the paint is did a very nice job. Let's get his name actually. The name of the person that designed this is Silver 1906. I believe. Yep, Silver 1906. See, he designed this right here. Very nice ship. I just went back to him and I did ask him to do a few different improvements, such as adding these disruptors down the disruptor lines. And you can see right here, it can even take out my 6-cannon ship for far less cost. Just a pure ramming ship, tanking, and has pure ability. And it's got decent speed, doesn't go super fast, but it does what it's supposed to do for the cost and what it is. And you can see right here, 569 crew to 858,000. And you can just see right here, it's very nice. I like it. Just a nice ramming ship. And just adding just a few little additions right here, the disruptors, make it go a long way to take out those shields or whatever else it needs to take out. And you see it just tanks and tanks and tanks. Now I can see some of the things that it could possibly have problems with, like as if you had rail guns. Rail guns could easily just shoot down these little aisleways and get right through, or other things, but in most part, it does very well. Now if the 6 cannon ship you see right here, if I get it locked in this way, the 6 cannon ship could stand a chance, because we're tanking front to front now. And you see right here, it's having a little bit of problems trying to get on the side. If you're gonna do a ramming ship, my weakest points are this side here and this side here, if you have constant fire based in here. Otherwise, if you take it head on, like how the 6 cannon ship is doing right now, it can definitely stand a huge chance in beating things on a front to front battle. And so those are those ships right there. Do I have any other ships to showcase? Let's double check this real quick. Those are it for right now. Oh, one more. So we started, everybody in Discord right now, everybody's messing with these bunch of these ion ships. I haven't really played with it too much, but because we started going on this ion ability, and this is just one to showcase and play with. I don't even think I looked at it. I just downloaded and put it in. But I think the design is it really going to keep out that distance? And that's where the EMPs come into play. Are those 2 sensor arrays? Sensor arrays do not stack, as far as I'm aware. So having 2 sensor arrays is not really beneficial. But I like how it looks. It's pretty neat. That's a pretty neat design. I haven't even tested it against anything. Let's test it against itself. See how this actually plays. This was built by Hoseop. He was just messing with we're still messing with a bunch more ion designs, see how they work. It launches out all these EMPs and they come in. Wow. If the EMP is hit right in the right spot, and you can see how it can be devastating. You have to hit right in the right spot. But you see how the ship on the ship on the left seems to win more often than the ship on the right. For whatever reason in the battle helper, even if the one on the right seems to have an advantage, the one on the left seems to has even a bigger advantage. For whatever reason, maybe the AI is always trying to do everything from left to right. So if you look at the ship, maybe everything's doing left to right. So maybe that's how the AI is trying to do the crew. Well, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please feel free to smash the like button, leave me a comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Please feel free to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay. Come back once a week, once a month. Check out what content I have. Thank you all again for being here, and you all have a wonderful rest of your day.